Did it go well? Were you able to use criteria and get things in? Yay. All right. We're almost done, y'all. We've done a lot of the hard work already, which means that we can kind of coast across the finish line. And today we're going to talk about coasting across that finish line. We're going to talk about the things that are available to you this week and what things go like from here on out. A couple of housekeeping things. On Wednesday from 9 to 10, I am sitting at a registration desk on the Bessemer campus in a building that's not where my office is. So we're going to start class at 10:15 on Wednesday so that I have time to get back to my office and plug in and get my computer set up. So can you make a note that we'll start at 10:15? I'm not going to make class go later. We're just going to start at 10:15. Can you write that down and make a note of it, maybe in your phone or something like that, that our meeting will start at 10:15. I just need to be able to finish at the registration desk and get to my office. And it's just a short walk from that building to the building where my office is. It's not like I'm going to drive home or something, but I just do need you to expect that slight delay. Does that make sense? What time does class start on Wednesday? 10:15. Good. Okay. Just so that you know, I'll put a little reminder in announcements as well. The good news is we don't have a ton that needs to be talked about. So our classes here are going to be short and quick and easy and functional, and it's going to be great, okay? Because we don't have new skills to learn. We do have some things to review. I'm going to give you a project for Wednesday and then make sure that Wednesday is used dealing with that project. So for right now, let's take a look at the week together. I'll share my screen and we'll take a look at the week here in Blackboard. What week are we in? We're in week 14, y'all, of a 15-week semester. That's really exciting. So I want to talk to you for a second about the calendar. This week we have classes. Next week is what? What's next week? Andrew's excited. What's next week? Jayla, say it again, girl. Yes, ma'am. It is Thanksgiving. And Lawson gives its students the whole week for Thanksgiving off, okay? Now, during that week, faculty do faculty development things. So Monday and Tuesday and part of Wednesday, I will be available for emails and questions and things like that. But take the week off, please. Just take the week off. You have a week off, take it. If I had the whole week off, I'd take it. Take it. All right, so you're going to take that week off. So, and then we come back and we have our last week, okay? We are in an amazing position. Y'all have worked so hard that all we have to do is some finishing up stuff, okay? So this week is what we call an amnesty week, okay? And that is an opportunity to go back, and I'm going to talk about that. But first, I want to give the end of the semester preview. So one of the things you have here is an end of semester preview. I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to talk about the quiz for this week and kind of go over that with you as well. So before, this is this week and Thanksgiving break, and then our last week, and then we have finals. So that's the order it goes in. This week, Thanksgiving, our last week of class, and then our final exam week. Okay, does that make sense? That's the order those go in. So if you want to mark those on your calendar, you can. So this week, week 14, is an amnesty week where you can go back and revise one essay of your choosing for a higher grade. Any essay of your choosing, if you got a B and you want an A, go back and revise it. If you got a C and you'd like a B, go back and revise it if you didn't pass something. Or, and this is very exciting, if there was something you didn't turn in and you're thinking that's sinking your grade right now, it doesn't have to. Go back and turn it in. And these are for the major assignments. We've had the reflective essay, the argument essay with research, and the evaluative essay. And I'll get your evaluative essays graded and done early in the week. So if you want to use the weekend to revise that one, if it didn't turn out so great for you, you can include that one. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to take the deadline for this is the end of this week, but if you need next week to revise something, you can have it. Just please email me and ask for that, please, so that I'll know when to look for your work. Okay, but the idea here is to take a minute and go back and look at where your weak point was and bring up that grade a little bit. Okay, we're trying to boost everybody's grade here at the end because you've already done the work, and now we're just trying to make sure you leave with a good grade that you can feel really confident about. Okay. In week 15, that's after the Thanksgiving break, you will have a requirement, and that requirement is to upload a revised research essay into an assignment called the Revised Research Essay Exam. And that's going to be in a module in Blackboard called Exams, and I'll show you that in a moment, okay? So make sure this week, the big thing I need you to do this week is to make sure you've looked at your feedback on your research essay and you know what you've been asked to do, okay? Because everybody got this. It said for either I said, this is fantastic, I'm so incredibly proud of you, I couldn't be prouder, well done, and you don't have to do anything, or I've said, this is good, when you revise this for the exam, or for the end of the semester exam, please look at this, right? And I think I gave everybody something like that, okay? So make sure that you've read that and you understand it. Make sure you can see embedded comments. If I put embedded comments in your research essay, make sure you can see those. Make sure you've looked at the rubric and see where your weak points were in the rubric, okay? If you're satisfied with your grade, you don't need to revise. You can just upload your work into the new space. But I strongly urge any student who didn't earn an A, and an A is anywhere from 180 to 200 points out of 200 points, to work toward that goal. So if you got a 168, that's great, it's passing. But why not push for the 180, right? Why not push for that A? Okay, if you got an A, don't revise. You can't get much higher than that. It's an A. Take the money and run. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Confederate monuments. Yes, sir. Okay, that's required. The research essay, now the amnesty week this week, it's optional. If you don't want to redo any of your old essays, you don't have to. This week is just an opportunity to do that. And I'll go over that with you in a moment, okay? But in week 15, it is required that every student put in their research essay into the revised research essay exam space, required. If you got an A, you still need to upload yours there, okay? If you got a B and you'd like to keep your B, that's fine. Still have to upload your essay into that assignment space in the exam space. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. All right. Week 15 required. Students will have an assignment in week 15. Again, that's after the Thanksgiving break. We'll have an assignment to upload a screenshot of the verification page showing that you completed your student evaluations. This is required, okay? So all you got to do is, like, you can do it from your phone, and all you need to do is just, I think they even send you an email saying that you've completed your student evaluations. And you just take a screen grab of it and upload that into the Blackboard assignment space as a JPEG, and you're all set. Does that make sense? You can also do it as a screenshot and upload that. But all I need is for you to upload a screenshot, not of the evaluation, please. That's supposed to be private. but of the verification page that says you've completed them. All of them, not just my class, but that you've completed all of your student evaluations. Okay? You're good. I'll show you how to get there. Okay. Let's see, week 15, yeah, I can probably provide a link, but okay. Week 15 is optional, but you have an opportunity to earn a 10 out of a 10 homework grade, which everybody could use that, to upload a screenshot showing that you've registered for the spring semester. I can't require this because I can't make you come to college next semester if you don't want to or you don't have the money. But I do want to offer you that incentive of a nice little boost to your homework average with a 10 out of 10 grade. If you can show me with a screenshot, again, a screenshot is fine, just show me that you have registered for the spring semester. Okay. We are having a registration event this week where you can register on campus, but please remember, if you're not comfortable going to campus, you can still register online by signing up for those advising time slots online. Instructors are still holding those online hours. So you don't have to go to campus if you're uncomfortable going to campus. Okay, you can still do it. But definitely get yourself registered as soon as possible. Don't wait until January to register for the January semester. Okay. Questions about registration? Okay. I'll show you that today. That's a great question, and I'll show you where to do that today. Okay. Exam week is required. During exam week, students will complete an essay in a timed environment. That means you write an essay in 2 hours time. Okay. If you have accommodations for additional time, please make sure that you email me to set up that additional time. We can set it up either before class or after. We will need to set it up before class because I have after class. I'd have to look at the exam schedule. But if you know that you have an accommodation for additional time, please just email me so that we can set up those accommodations for you and make sure that you have the time that you are legally required to have. Okay. All right. So I will also be putting information about the exam time in there. I just got the information about when your exam time would be. I got it last week, very late in the week, so I'll post it this week and make sure that you have that time as well so that you can plan around it. We'll talk about how we're going to set up the exam and stuff in week 15, and we'll get it rolling in week 15. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the rest of this week. Let's talk about amnesty and revising week. Okay, it says, please go back this week and complete any minor assignments that you missed. You can complete as many missed quizzes as you need to. You can complete up to 3 missed discussion boards, but you must email me to tell me which week's discussion boards you completed late. You can complete up to 3 missed homework assignments. And again, you've got to email me and tell me which ones. You can revise any essay that was turned in on time. You may complete either the reflective or evaluative essay if it was late. All students will be asked to revise their research essay for next week. Do not make this a priority this week. Please complete these assignments in their original assignment spaces. If you need me to open a quiz for an additional attempt, please email me and tell me the quiz and its week. Okay, this is a lot of opportunity here, y'all. It's a lot of opportunity to go back and fix things that went wrong. Okay, now you don't have to do any of this. If you're happy with how things are, you don't have to do any of it. You can take the week and just chill out. Okay, you can just chill out. Okay. There are a couple of little things for you to do, but if you don't want to go back and do these things, you don't have to. But I know I've got students who are frustrated with their grade the way it is right now and can go back and fix those things. Yes? Okay, so that's a really amazing opportunity. Um, so make sure that you use that opportunity if you need it, okay? Questions about this Amnesty Week? Should you be working on your research essay this week? If it's the only thing you didn't get an A on, sure. But it says right here in front of us in all caps and bold, all students will be asked to revise their research essay for week 15. Do not make this a priority this week. I'm giving you the opportunity to revise another one. Does that make sense? I'm essentially letting you revise 2 of them. Okay, so what am I telling you should do with the research essay this week? Talk to me. Right, should you focus on the research essay this week? No, unless it was the only thing you didn't get an A on, in which case, yes. Okay, but when would that get turned in? It's not going to get turned in this week. It's going to get turned in week 15. Okay, so I'm talking about the other 2 essays right now. Okay, and I know that I haven't graded the evaluative essays, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. So take a deep breath. You'll know by the end of tomorrow whether you want to do that one again or not. Okay, you'll definitely know by Wednesday. Okay, all right. You've got an opportunity to take a missed quiz, to make up a discussion board that you missed, to make up a homework assignment that you missed. If it was flunking, if it was below 7 out of 10, you can do it again and get a better grade on it. Okay, this is a huge opportunity. All right. Any questions about this Amnesty Week stuff? Okay. If questions occur to you, don't feel afraid to shout them out a little later. Okay, there's a discussion board this week, and it's kind of thinking about the end of the semester, and I'm asking students to write a 10-sentence paragraph giving advice to students who'll be taking this class next semester. What was most important to your success? What mistakes did you make that they should avoid? What helped you when you were struggling? Anything else that you want to add? Those are just, you don't have to answer those questions specifically if you've already got something in mind. But this is where I'd like you to just give some honest advice to the students who are going to be trying to take this class in the spring. What's going to be difficult? What do they need to watch out for? What helped you when it was tricky? What do you wish you'd done differently? What were you really proud of? If things went well, how did you make it go well? What did you do to earn that success? Okay. And everybody who's still here right now, I consider y'all a success because you're still working it out. And I think everybody's going to do just fine who's still here. So take a minute, pat yourself on the back, say, I am passing my English class. I'm very excited. And know that I'm really proud of you. This distance learning isn't easy, and you've been doing a really good job. Okay, responses to peers are due Sunday. Please respond to 3 peers posts. Please identify something of your peer that your peer has said that you can argue with or build upon. Like if they said the research paper was really easy, you can argue with them about that. Say it's not easy. Brace for it to be hard. You can argue with them about it or you can build upon it. Responses should be 2 to 3 sentences and should add to the conversation, not just say, I agree. I agree sentences can be there, but they don't count toward the 2 to 3 sentence requirement. Those will be extra. So we need to do more than agree. We need to add to the conversation. Like, let's say somebody kept some reminders on their phone so that they wouldn't forget to do stuff. You say, oh, I like that. I also kept a print calendar. Okay, so we're adding to the conversation. Questions about this discussion board? Any questions about the discussion board? All righty, we'll talk about the quiz. I'm going to go with I did this at the beginning of the semester. I'm going to do it again now. I'm going to go over the answers to the quiz with you because I want you to pass the quiz. Okay. I am required to take a final exam while online, monitored by my instructor. That is true. That's going to happen during exam week. I am required to upload a revised copy of my research essay into a separate exam assignment space. That is true. You are required to do that. I am required to complete my student evaluations. That is true. You are required to do that. I will get a 10 out of 10 on a homework assignment for uploading confirmation screen showing that my student evaluations have been completed. Somebody tell me, is that true? Yep, that is true, correct. And I am really glad this course is almost over. And of course, the answer there is true. We are all really glad this course is almost over because that's the goal, is to finish and be done and do a great job. So we're never sad about that. Even if we might miss each other terribly, we're still proud that you have finished and are ready to move on. If you miss me, sign up for my 102 and we'll have fun again in there. Okay. Or you can just say, well, that was pretty good. But moving on to the next. That's what education is all about. I always get a little weirded out by the teachers who are like sad that their students are moving on. I am thrilled that y'all are moving on. That's what you're supposed to do. That's my job, is to get you to move on. All right. So that's the end of the semester quiz. We're excited the semester is almost over. Questions about this week. If you've got an A average right now, you've got a really easy week. You've got a discussion board and a quiz where I just went over the answers. If you have a B and you'd like to get an A, this is your week. If you've got a C and you'd like to get a B or an A, this is your week. If you're struggling below passing right now, y'all, this is your week. All right? Go back and fix it. Take the week and fix it. Yeah? How exciting. What are you doing this week? Yeah, you're going to bring your grades up. That's right. You're going to bring your grades up. People have been asking all semester, what can I do to bring my grades up? Here it is, y'all. Bring them up. I love it. Okay. Now, when you have completed the discussion boards, I do need you to tell me, because when there's a new quiz to do, I see it. When there's a new homework to grade, I see it. I don't always see it with the discussion boards, just because of the way the Blackboard gradebook works. So if you do go back and complete a discussion board you hadn't done before, please let me know which one you did. Okay? All right. Yep. Yeah, but you got to let me know which one you went back and did. Okay. Just in discussion board. If it's a quiz you're redoing, you don't need to tell me about that. But if it's a discussion, just because it doesn't tell me there's new activity in the grade book. Everything else tells me when there's new activity, but it doesn't in the discussion board. Okay. So when you've completed discussion board stuff that's new for me to look at, please email me and tell me it's in there. Okay. Questions about this week? This week should be an easy week, y'all. I'm going to stop recording because I think we've mostly covered everything students will need to know if they're watching this later, and kind of go enter into workshop mode here in a minute. So let me pause the recording.